It's Steve from Slow News Day here. Checking in with you guys. I thought that we might talk a little bit about the town halls on CNN last night. Um, I don't know how much you guys got to watch, and I don't know. Um, Honestly, I don't even know if you cared to watch a CNN town hall. But here's the thing. Get ready here. Last night, CNN hosted a town hall, or rather, an infomercial for Elizabeth Warren, for Amy Saladcombe, for CIA Pete, and for Camillery. What they did not do was host an infomercial for one St. Bernard Sanders. Um, Chris Cuomo is, a legacy child, very famous political family. Um, they're trying to present Chris Cuomo as like a neutral or left leaning moderator. Um, Chris Cuomo sat there and interrupted Bernie a half a dozen times within the first 10 minutes. He sat there and picked apart and nitpicked everything the guy had to say. And I'm not here to defend Bernie Sanders. I want to make that perfectly clear. Bernie has an entire campaign team who defends him religiously. He's got an army of online supporters to do that. This is not in defense of Bernie Sanders. This is an observation on how narrative control is put into play in our fucking broken ass media. The town hall, at least Bernie's town hall, was packed with Harvard elites. Harvard's centrist or third way society was super fucking proud of the young woman who stood up and said it to Bernie Sanders, you say you're a democratic socialist, but socialism is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of millions of people, and why are you literally the silver Robert Mugabe? And Bernie said, well, nothing really, because it deserved to be dismissed outright. Yes, dingo, I am. As a matter of fact, hi, y'all. And I'm getting a little bit higher every day. I want to highlight something out of Bernie's town hall that that people who are fans of the man are not going to like. So I will not be surprised if I lose friends or subscribers over this. Bernie was asked a specific question about Israel and about how he would navigate and negotiate a relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. And he said, listen, I am 100% for Israel. But I do think it's a shame that the Palestinian people have been treated unfairly. Unfairly. Gaza is the world's largest open-air prison. The IDF uses unarmed women and children as target practice. To say that the Palestinian people have been treated unfairly is to say that Bernie Sanders was treated unfairly in the 2016 primary. It is the most tone-deaf and incongruous statement that I've heard the man make since a few days ago when he blamed Russia again for hacking our election. If this is who Bernie says, this is the foreign policy that Sanders wants to have, that he wants to implement, is okay, I will side with Israel 100% of the time, but be a little bit more fair to the Palestinians. What the fuck does that look like? I use rubber bullets, use sound cannons, use water cannons on unarmed people. I don't fucking know what he's trying to say there. Um, it's considerably depressing that this is the furthest left candidate America can produce. I don't know how to put it any cleaner than that. Conversely, um, my favorite fucking thing about Amy Saladcomb's town hall last night was that she had her very own genuine Jeb Bush please clap moment. And this came when she was standing in front of a room of, East Coast elite college students bragging about how she dunked on Michelle Bachmann. Nobody gives a fuck in that town hall that you somehow managed to be like slightly less right wing or slightly less crazy than Michelle fucking Bachmann. Please pack up your salad comb. Please pack up your steak comb. Please pack up your fucking binders and walk away from the presidential election. Kamala Harris came out swinging strong for Medicare for all until she didn't. She came out strong for reparations until she didn't. In fact, Kamala Harris came out strong on every single issue that she thinks we need to have a conversation about. Let's have a conversation about this, or this is a necessary conversation, is a neoliberal phrase for I'm not going to do a fucking thing about this issue. And we've seen this borne out time and time again with Democratic presidents who spend more time talking about the hard work of governing than they do any actual fucking governing. It's Jimmy Dore calls it mealy mouth bullshit, and it is. They're weasel words. It's 100% accurate. There's not a better way to define that. Even my friends on the Facebooks who are much more centrist in general were like, holy fuck, dude, is Kamala Harris really trying to sell this? Is Kamala Harris really trying to sell herself by making these statements? I've been more inspired walking past my compost bin. While there's two of you here, shit, how's it going, Dingo? If the other person watching this chat would like to hop, or watching the show would like to hop in the chat, that would be fine too. Elizabeth Warren can't it. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. I didn't watch a fucking minute of Elizabeth Warren's town hall. I've seen a couple of clips. I've seen her defend her student loan cancellation proposal. And let's be perfectly clear about this: a proposal is not a piece of legislation. A proposal isn't even intent. Her proposal is to cancel half of student loan debt, which she says will somehow make an impact on 95% of student debt holders. I would imagine that would mean that the other $900 billion in student loan debt that isn't being canceled is going to go towards animatronic puppets who shake down college students for loose change from campus to campus across the country. I don't really fucking know what she plans on doing with the rest of that money. Over the short course of this run up to the 2020 presidential primary, we've seen the Democrats start, first of all, by pushing Kamala Harris. That died quickly, and I think she got some love last night, but I don't think she's going anywhere. That didn't work, so they decided to push Bobby Franny O'Rourke on us, who was omitted from the town halls last night because he's somehow getting his thunder stolen by an even whiter, even more milquetoast, even more saying nothing, policy and substance-free, fucking stale-ass cracker with some goddamn mayo on it. His name's Pete Buttigieg. He's a CIA Democrat. I don't. I know we've done a couple of videos on Pete here so far. I don't want to make him out to be a bigger threat than he is, but I don't think that we can discount the fact that he doesn't need to win in a general election against Donald Trump. None of these corporate Dems need to win in a general election against Donald Trump. They can play the resistance and they can still pay the consultants. They can play the resistance and they can still rake in as much fucking corporate cash as possible. They just need to make sure that there's not a 50.1% majority for Bernie Sanders on the first round of balloting at the convention. That's all these fucks have to do. And that guarantees superdelegates the right to vote on the second round. If you've been with the show for any amount of time, you know that I am about breaking the narrative. You know that I am about taking the propaganda that gets disseminated to us and fucking snapping that shit in half and showing you what it's made of on the inside. And normally, at least in this country, in the United States of America, the core ingredient is CIA talking points. When we're watching town halls like this, or we're watching even the debates, bear in mind that the prime directive, if you will, for these corporate Democrats is to stop Bernie Sanders. They held meetings about it. Pete Buttigieg was a part of it. Neera Tanden was a part of it. Chuck and Nancy were a part of it. High dollar Democratic fundraisers were a part of it. The goal isn't to win necessarily. The goal is to make sure that whoever runs against Donald Trump in the general election is one of the DNC's pre-selected candidates. With Joe Biden dicking around as to whether or not he's going to enter the race this week, I think that's just a distraction to keep him at the top of the polls. Everybody knows that as soon as Joe Biden gets into a presidential race, his numbers plummet. He's never got more than fucking 5 delegates in a count in an entire primary season. He's never been awarded more than 5 fucking delegates. The guy has never, ever, ever won a state. But he's polling in second place behind Bernie Sanders. What he's doing is he's getting all of his fucking corporate cash together. He's openly bragging about courting Republican donors. And he wants to be able to announce on the first day that he runs that he, in one day, started out with twice as much money as Bernie Sanders, if not twice as much as all previous candidates combined. The less he says, and the more people just remember him as Barack Obama's buddy, the better chance he has to keep that gravy train a-rolling. I don't want to give too much time to Joe Biden, because Joe Biden's never given any time to a fucking working class human being. That's me. But I do want everyone to be aware of the fact that when he does enter the race, it's going to get even nastier than it already is. If you thought you'd seen hit pieces on progressive candidates before, watch the fuck out. Heads on pikes and general strikes or nothing fucking changes.